Alright, so I've just made myself a coffee and I've got the length of the time it takes me to drink this coffee to make this video. So today I've got a little life update. Nothing big, nothing crazy. Let me get comfy. Do you know what? Over the years I've collected some good mugs and I don't even know, we've got like 4 of these and I don't know where they came from. But apparently the time I record myself drinking coffee on YouTube, I have the deadest mug known to man. Anyway, today is Wednesday. I over the weekend went to Stockholm, so yeah, I just wanted to reflect on that a little bit. What a country, by the way, Sweden is. Was so like pleasantly surprised by it. So it was my birthday last Sunday, and my girlfriend surprised me with a trip to Stockholm, which was amazing. It's weird because I feel like a couple of weeks ago, like maybe at the start of the year or towards the end of last year for sure, other than Christmas, not in a deep, dramatic, depressing way, but I feel like I didn't have a lot to look forward to. And then out of the blue, you know, my birthday came around. I had a trip to Stockholm booked. We then kind of booked a trip to Canada in the summer on a whim. And all of a sudden, there's like so much more that I look forward to when I get up every day, which is nice. So yeah, I mean, there's actually another video I want to make later this week where I want to talk to you guys about like a new hobby I've got and like the effect it's had on like my energy, my mood, stuff like that. So yeah, drinking a little decaf coffee. I'm trying to be healthy at the moment. It actually links into something I wanted to plug on this video. So I am running a half marathon, actually the London Landmarks half marathon. I think it's like early April, but me and my mate Fieldy are running it. Shout out Fieldy if you're watching this. And I'm going to leave a donation link in the description for anyone who might be watching this that hasn't already donated. I know a lot of my friends have donated. I'm so lucky to have like nice friends, and some of my family have donated as well, which is amazing. Not got a super big donation goal, but like it's a goal just to remind me to remind everyone else that, you know, there's causes out there that need supporting. The cause I'm running for is CALM, Campaign Against Living Miserably. So it's like it is what it says in the tin pretty much. It's a mental health charity for those of you that haven't heard of it. And yeah, it'd be sick if you could donate to my Just Giving page. I'm going to leave it in the description. But yeah, I don't want to bang on about it too much. But yeah, that's kind of why I've been eating a bit healthier. Not that I shouldn't eat healthy if I didn't have a half marathon planned, but yeah, it's just when you have something to look forward to, it helps the motivation. And yeah, like I almost wish, well, one regret about Stockholm is that I didn't know that I was going sooner, because I had a week to look forward to it, which is amazing. But yeah, I think knowing what I know now, if I'd have had like a few months to get the hype going for that one and the anticipation to build up, it would have been unreal. But yeah, what a city. So obviously it's January. I went when it was freezing cold. Snowed heavily on the first day. On the Friday we got there. Pretty tough to walk around in the snow, but Ubers are quite cheap. It's actually known for being quite an expensive city, which I will say it was, but you can get Ubers around very easily. They're driving everywhere. They're so used to the snow in Sweden that it doesn't really faze them, doesn't really slow much down like it does over here. And I've actually got on, for those of you that probably watch these videos and wonder what I'm looking at, because I never look at the camera, I'm watching, I've got currently a vlog on of a lady that went to Stockholm and did like a little solo trip and vlogged it, so that's pretty cool. I used to actually vlog a lot of my trips myself when I was younger. I did a lot of ski vlogs. I used to love skiing. I haven't been in a couple of years, but that's another thing I've got this year. In March I'm going skiing for a week, which I'm so excited about. It's expensive though, the wallet is being drained at the moment, but we'll be back. I've been working hard as well, and yeah, life's good at the moment. And so like, not that anyone's coming here for advice, and not that these videos are for anybody else, but I think if you're struggling, give yourself something to look forward to. Now, it doesn't have to be a holiday, it just needs to be an end point of some kind for whatever phase you're in. So obviously for me with my running, I've got a half marathon to look forward to for charity, and it's like an actual event. I've done one half marathon before, but it was in lockdown. I did it on my own and it was tough. I didn't have like a set route. I thought I had a set route, but now I messed it up a little bit. I made it too short, so the last 2 kilometers was absolute hell. But I'm looking forward to it this time. Gonna hopefully go into it a bit more prepared. I kind of did the first one on a bit of a whim after doing a few 10Ks. You remember in lockdown when everybody was running 5Ks every day, trying to beat each other's times because there was nothing else to do, and that was like the one time we could get out of the house. Every day was to exercise. I was doing that. But yeah, and I ended up doing a half marathon. But yeah, I think it's important to have not necessarily goals, but just almost like deadlines. So if there's something you want to pursue, put a deadline on it, and just when you get there, when you get to that deadline, that's when you can kind of reassess and be like, okay, how have I done? Have I done well? Have I done badly? If I've done badly, what should I change? And yeah, like I'm gonna do the same thing with these videos. You know, I'm three videos in. When I hit 6 months in, I'll probably have to sit down and think, okay, what can I change? Something I'm actually going to change is I'm currently recording these on a GoPro Hero 10, I think it is, or 11. Hero 10 or 11 Black, and the quality is, it just exists. It's nothing special, as you can tell. But one thing I am going to change, hopefully get rid of this cough, as you can hear, I've still got. One thing I'm going to change is, so my brother came home recently because he was going skiing with the rest of my family, not all of them. I didn't get left this time. And he said to me he's got a little Rode microphone, like a lav mic, and a tripod that he can clip his phone onto, and the mic, the other end of the mic, the receiver plugs into the phone. So I'm gonna have a little mic like the little TikTokers do, sitting here holding it in 2 fingers. That sounded weird. Talking into that, and hopefully it will improve the quality of my videos a little bit. But the main inspiration behind the setup for these videos is that it's super low effort for me, low lift, because obviously I edit 9 to 5 as my day job is editing videos. I also help out other people sometimes when they need some editing work done. So any extra editing for myself would feel like an absolute pain. So I wanted it to be super low effort, and ultimately the reason for it being low effort was just to make it so there was one thing less to discourage me from making videos. Because I like doing these diary entries, I like catching up with my future self. And I've had a nice message off a couple of people, shout out to yourselves, you know who you are, who have watched these videos and said that they like them, so that's nice. I mean, like I've always said, I don't make them for anyone else, but if you enjoy them, then it's great. I've just realised I said I have until the end of this coffee for this video, and I've just taken the first sip of it like 5 minutes in. But yeah, it's good coffee, to be fair. Decaf. I don't really drink coffee for the caffeine. I've heard a lot of people say that no one likes the taste of coffee, and I definitely felt that at first, but I've just got used to it over time. For me, it's like a treat that isn't too detrimental to health, especially when you're drinking decaf. I don't put any sugar in my coffee. Obviously, I don't have any caffeine in it anymore, so it just feels like a nice. I've always loved the hot drink from a young age. My dad's a tea drinker, my granddad's a big tea drinker, so I've always been into hot drinks. But yeah, it's just nice after work. Work was okay today. One thing I do have to run for though after this is the North London Derby is on tonight. Now, anyone that knows me knows I'm a big Tottenham fan, and I'm actually not nervous for once. I could be, but I've been there before, been there, done that, and whether I'm nervous or not doesn't change the outcome of the game. So I'm actually predicting a win tonight, so maybe I'll check back in with you guys later in the week and we'll see if I was right. But yeah, this girl has visited, the girl that I'm watching on YouTube has visited a lot of the places that we visited in Stockholm. So one of the best experiences of my life in general actually was we went to an Italian restaurant on the Friday night called Florentine. It's the only one in the world. It's not a chain. There's none in like London or Dubai or anywhere. Sometimes you get these like really good restaurants that have one in London, one in Miami, one in Dubai or whatever. But this one was just a one of one. I do love a one of one. And it was absolutely sublime. The decoration in there was kind of old. I think it was a little bit 80s, 90s themed, and I feel like that's coming back round in fashion, definitely, but also with interior design. Like there was lamps with tassels on, really warm lighting, some statues in there, like some grand grand design going on in there, but also they had, you know, your classic bottles of liquor like all the way around, spirits and liquor, like the really colourful bottles, all the way around the bar. You can see them like dishing the food up onto the bar. You can see into the kitchen. Beautiful restaurant, and we had such a nice time. I actually had to eat carbonara out of a cheese wheel, which was unbelievable. Definitely would recommend that. In fact, I've recommended it to my cousin who's going to be visiting there soon, so she'll have a great time. But yeah, and I think for dessert I had some sort of cheesecake. I think it was a lingonberry cheesecake. Now, for those of you that don't know, lingonberries are like cranberries, but they're like a bit of a Swedish staple. I don't know if anyone's ever been to IKEA, where you can get the meatballs, the Swedish meatballs with lingonberry jam, and it just is like a match made in heaven. Apparently, that lingonberry flavour goes with cheesecake, and it was nice. And then my girlfriend had a tiramisu, which was unreal. We sort of swapped desserts. Would recommend. You get to try a lot more food when you do the whole swapping mechanic. It was lovely. So yeah, that was amazing. And then the next day, Saturday, we walked around a lot. It was a little bit less, well, it was a lot less snowy. There was no snow, but it was very windy. So it was still very cold, but that's to be expected if you go in January. Although I do recommend everyone goes in January because everything looks nicer when it's covered in snow. So yeah, Stockholm, big smash. If anyone wants to see photos, I actually have an Instagram account called Feels and Flights, which is where I post basically holiday photos, but also nice aesthetic sort of motivational holiday photos, and then I pair them up. They're like married together with some really nice music that sometimes it's quite popular music, but other times I try and push music onto my friends and people that follow it that they might not already know about, that I really like and I really think other people would like and I think is nice. So yeah, another Stockholm recommendation, this girl's just reminded me because she's eating meatballs on my TV, is a restaurant called Meatballs for People. Now, it was unreal. We went there at like a weird time. I think we went there at like 3 or 4 o'clock. So it like wasn't lunch hours, wasn't quite dinner hours either. Apparently it is quite hard to get a seat in there if you go in prime time though, so maybe we got a bit lucky. But it's basically a meatball restaurant where it wasn't fancy or anything, but it was like, I think it was quite famous in Stockholm, and the food was so good. The atmosphere was really nice again. Do you know what I love about Sweden? They know their own downfalls. Like they have coat hangers, coat racks, like that's what you call them, like coat stands to hang your coat in every corner of the restaurant because they know it's cold. It's like in London, we have terrible weather and we don't have that sort of stuff. And they have, when you go in the restaurants, right, you open the door and they have like curtains, like changing room curtains, like dressing room curtains that kind of open around the door just to stop the draft coming in. So when like a new customer goes into the restaurant, it doesn't like freeze everyone else and just instantly cool the food, because it does get that cold there, I've been told. On the weather app when we were there, it said feels like -10, which is pretty rough. It felt colder than when I went to Chicago in 2021, and Chicago back then was -8 Celsius. Now I think the coldest it got for us in Stockholm was -3. So yeah, that gives you a bit of an idea of the temperatures you're dealing with. But Swedish people just do it so well. Their lifestyle is so much more chilled out. Everyone's really friendly. Everyone's laid back, but also like they're very switched on. They do everything intentionally, very smart. Didn't encounter many people being like stupid, like bad drivers or just drunk people or anything like that. Just a very clean, nice, friendly, fresh city. It was really like the air was really crisp. It felt like you were in the mountains for those of you that are skiers or whatever. It's so nice. So yeah, Meatballs for People, Florentine. Walk around the old town a lot as well. It's called Gamla Stan. Beautiful old town, some lovely streets. I'll talk a little bit more about that tomorrow because it ties into tomorrow's video. Although it won't be coming out tomorrow, it'll be coming out probably later in the week. But yeah, definitely go and visit Stockholm if you needed to be told that. And yeah, hopefully the football goes well tonight, man. I'm in a good headspace in general, but also with football. Spurs have not been doing too well recently, but one thing I've learnt about this Tottenham team is our recent form is irrelevant when it comes to the next game. Doesn't matter how we played in the last game. You know, we beat Liverpool and nearly lost to like Tamworth, who are 5 leagues below us. So that just tells you a lot about Tottenham. Inconsistent as hell. That's something I want to be a bit more this year. Is consistent, not inconsistent. I feel like I've been very inconsistent with a lot of things last year, but this year I feel like every day this year that hasn't been my birthday, I've had a stacked to-do list, and to-do list isn't something I've typically done unless I've had a really important list of tasks to do on a particular day. But every day I've just added stuff to my to-do list and just removed stuff that I've done, and I'm getting like 2 things done, 2 like important things done after work each day, and it's, to be honest, it's really helped me just like validate myself in my head that I am motivated, I am getting stuff done, I am moving in the right direction. I saw a quote from Simon Squibb. I don't know how known he will be when people watch this video back, but you might not know who he is. I don't really know how to describe who he is either. I think he's an entrepreneur that helps people, so he spends a lot of his own money helping people with their dreams. He's the guy that's like, what's your dream? And a quote that he put on his story today was like, how would the rest of your life look if your performance, as in the way you like went about your life for the last 2 weeks, was continued over the rest of your life? I butchered the wording of that. He worded it a lot better than me, even though I'm trying to quote him. And I just thought back briefly, and I know life isn't always about working hard and progression and moving forwards. It is a journey in every sense anyway, whether you're bothered about progression or moving forwards or not, or you're just here to put your feet up and enjoy yourself. But I thought back to myself and I was like, you know what, the last 2 weeks I've been on a really good path. And by the way, speaking of, something I think that's helped as well, give me a bit more energy, is for those of you that have got a keen eye, if anyone can see this, if this is in frame, scissors next to my bed. Now it looks a little bit suspect, but if you're wondering what they're for, this isn't mouth tape, this is kinesiology tape, but I've been using it as mouth tape, and I've been mouth taping. I'm on a 2-night streak now, which isn't a lot. I did say I want to be more consistent. I'm going to try and continue that streak. The issue I've had was, like, obviously I went away, wasn't mouth taping when I was in Stockholm, but I can honestly say I've woken up every day feeling a bit brighter. My eyes are a little bit wider open, I'm a bit more energized, I'm a bit more switched on, I'm making less silly mistakes, I'm probably yawning less, and it's all to do with, I don't like these old wives' tales, but I don't think this one's very much a myth. I think the science backs it up. It's all to do with opening your nostrils up so you breathe through your nose when you sleep. Because I've always typically been like a snorer that's just like jaw on the floor, wide open, snoring really loud, and I think it's stopping that. It's definitely stopping that. Obviously, it's forcing it to stop because you can't really breathe through your mouth when you have it taped shut. So yeah, it's been helping me, and because I think the science is that we were designed to breathe through our noses, so our noses take oxygen in more efficiently than our mouths do. Mouths are for drinking coffee, you know. So yeah, I think that's maybe something that's been helping, but yeah, feeling good right now. And this isn't to say that I won't ever be feeling bad again. There definitely will be times when the mood and mindset changes, but for now, all is good. Life is good. I think I've actually just gone on to another vlog. This is the longest video I've done by far, by the way. That's maybe I'm just getting a bit more comfortable. Maybe I'm getting a bit too comfortable with you lot. Maybe I should close the legs and all that, and keep it 100, keep it real, keep it professional. But yeah, I think I've gone on to another vlog with the same girl now. I don't know what she's doing. She's trying clothes on. Could get a bit X-rated, although it is YouTube, so I think I'm safe. But yeah, hope everyone's doing well. Hope you're doing well. Whether it's future me or future somebody else watching this, hope you're doing well. Stay resilient, stay strong, and I'll see you guys in the next one.